So last week it was Jenny and I, and now it's Ben and I here on Dork Trek. Hello, Ben, and welcome.
Welcome back to me.
I love the background that you have back there with the monitor in space. It looks very nice.
I'm digging this. This is
It looks really neat.
well. See, hold on. I set up a whole little program for us. Let me get that started there.
Please stand by. I like it. I feel like I need to upgrade my background game. It's only a painting of something my daughter made.
Well, that's beautiful, though.
It's fun. It's been up for a really long time. Like I got tired of wasting paper, and we just had a bunch of scrap wood in our house.
Mm-hmm.
It was a couple summers ago. I was like, all right, so if you just paint this piece of wood, and she did, and I was like, this is really cool. So I just hung it up on our wall.
I've got some art from my kids when they were little that I'm gonna, try to get framed up and put up around the house.
Sounds lovely. Being a parent is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Dennis was yes, exactly, tons and more free art than you could possibly ever imagine. And at first you keep all of it, and then you have a second kid, and you're like, I can't keep all this shit. And then you got to throw it away when no one's looking.
I can't do it. I have to have someone throw it away for me.
Okay.
Because I'm just too emotionally bonded. I'm just like, no. But
my whole life is just throwing things away when no one's looking. That's my entire existence. And then praying no one rummages through the trash can, because my kids, for some reason, are like little hobos, because they just can't throw something away. Like they can peel a banana and then throw it away. Like they have to peel the trash can and open the lid and then look in there to make sure none of their objects are in there. And like, why is this in here? It's like, oh, I guess I threw that away on accident.
Did it fall in the trash again?
Oh, no, I can't help what gets thrown away. Sometimes I'm just throwing away entire stacks of papers, and all your stuff gets thrown away on accident.
I need you to come next time you're in town. Just come by my apartment. I'll leave for like half an hour or so. You just go through and throw, things that look like they haven't been used in a while away.
I will. There's a good way. There's a good measure of that, Ben. It's does it bring you joy? And if it doesn't bring you joy, then get rid of it.
Well, see, it's not so much that it brings me joy. It's just like the thought of getting rid of it gives me anxiety, which is like non-joy.
Okay, well, that's not joy, so get rid of it. Get rid of it all, Ben. Get rid of it all.
Burn it down.
Burn it to the ground. So we're reviewing. What's the name of the episode today, anyway?
Shakaar.
That makes sense, because that's the name of the dude that the episode is mainly about.
Yeah.
But before we get to that part of the episode, Darts is playing a really big role here at the end of season 3 of Deep Space Nine.
Loving some darts. It's symbolic as all hell.
It's the darts, like, because last episode they wanted to break into Quarks to steal the dartboard, and then Janny and I were talking about how it would be really cool to have like a Ocean's 11 style film about breaking into Quarks and stealing the dartboard, and then now darts. I mean, it's the first thing they open with is darts. It's really. They're really
it's phallic. There's penetration.
Mm-hmm.
It's all symbolic of Bashir and O'Brien.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's not even Bashir and O'Brien playing. It's the commander. Commander and O'Brien are playing darts. They're tossing darts, and he starts off being real creepy as usual. Beat that one, O'Brien.
He's in the zone.
Yes, he's in
the zone.
He's in the zone, and I'm curious, like, if this episode was filmed around the time of Michael Jordan, because that term "in the zone" I think became popular around the mid '90s.
Really,
in the zone, because I remember Michael Jordan, like, he was playing basketball against the Portland Trailblazers, and it was like the first quarter, and he's just sinking everything. And then there's this famous shot of him running up the sidelines, and he's just like, I can't miss. And that's when I first heard the term "in the zone."
Oh.
So I was curious if this is around that episode, because they really used the I'm in the zone.
Well, this would have been around, what, 95 or so?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I'm in the zone.
I was surprised, though, that Commander Sisko, kind of did his whole, the zone. Like he didn't know what it was, and then O'Brien had to explain it. because, my thing was like, well, we use that term in the zone in baseball a lot too.
Yeah.
So it's like, why wouldn't Mr. Baseball there know it?
In the zone is idiomatic. This is from Wiktionary, I guess, a free dictionary online, which just sounds like the most frightening thing in the entire world, because you could just make up any kind of, in a mental state of focused concentration on the performance of an activity in which one dislocates oneself from distracting or irrelevant aspects of one's environment. Lots of ones in that.
Or one's shoulder.
Yes, or one's shoulder. But yeah, he's in the zone, in the dart zone, and he's just being great at darts.
Yeah. He's got it. 40, I think he's walking out of the bar. Quark says, it's 47 in a row.
Yeah.
That was after he beats Dax. It was 47 in a row.
47 in a row.
Yeah. Trying to win any dart games on the way back to your car.
Yeah, right. That's a lot of, Had a heart attack recently, but now he's okay. So that's good, I guess. He's not dead.
Our thoughts and prayers.
I love Kevin Smith. I remember in the early days of Twitter, we had him on our radio show because this was when he got kicked off the plane for being too fat. And we reached out to him on Twitter. We were like, hey, would you like to come on and talk about what happened? And he said, sure. And he just came on and talked for 45 minutes. This was like the day after it happened. We just tweeted at him and he said, yeah. And that was the early days of Twitter, like before it got all kind of convoluted and messy with blue check marks and stuff. And
before people, knew not to answer people.
Yeah. That's how we got LeVar Burton on. We got LeVar Burton on in the early days of Twitter as well. We're like, hey, you want to talk to us? And he said, sure.
I had several conversations with him, and I never brought up Star Trek. We always talked about airports and travel and stuff, because that was back when my job used to have me traveling all the time.
Well, you should have talked about your love of books.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to bring up anything too specific from his fandoms, so he wouldn't be like, "Oh, nerd alert." But then I found out later he just didn't know any better, and he would just talk to people.
I heard he gave his phone number out on accident on Twitter
twice.
Yeah, because he thought they were DM. He thought he was sliding up in your DMs, but he just put it on blast.
Yep.
And gave his phone number out twice on Twitter. That's a real bummer.
It was back in the old, the Wild West days of Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm telling 2009, 10, and 11 my best times on Twitter.
Yep, 2009 was a great time for Twitter because, again, it was like the Wild West. You could talk to anybody. My wife actually got me on Twitter. She went to some conference for a design group that she was in. I forgot the name of it. I'm sure Jenny might know, being a designer. But they were talking about how it can connect people in different fields, and she's like, you really should do this for your comics and for your radio show. It could really connect you. And now I'm sadly obsessed with it.
Yeah. Well, that's the reason I got on, was the comic.
Yeah.
Back in.
You mean this comic right here?
That would be the one.
This one?
That's the one. It's supposed to be America.
The one that Travis.
Reality Amok.
The one Travis Shrubner says is funny, topical, and a bit naughty.
Mm.
Is that what he said? That's the comic?
That's the one.
The one Tershna M. Shadavin says you'd be hard-pressed to find a more insightful, witty, or rib-tickling webcomic. This webcomic?
That's the one. I've got to get that back online. The website crashed, and it's not been up for a while.
I mean, you got a barcode and ISBN number. You can pretty much sell this thing anywhere.
Yep, and it's available on Amazon.
Boom, pick that up. You know what? I'm going to tweet a link for that bad boy. I just finally figured out how to get myself a Goodreads author page, and I'm so stoked.
That's awesome.
It's pretty neat. I have a Goodreads author page because I love Goodreads. It's like Facebook for books. It's like Facebook's. And
I didn't know any better, and I bought UPC codes because I thought, if I ever, I'm going to be super successful with this, so I want to be able to go to Barnes and Noble and anywhere. So I bought barcodes or UPC codes, and then it's just like, now I've still got those spare ones.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. You never know. Maybe you can use them for your Werebear fanfic.
No, I don't associate that with
reality.
With that doesn't connect to my real name in any way. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's cool, Shakaar.
Yeah. M. Night Shakaar. He's the guy that.
Yes, M. Night Shakaar, McCormick. So they're throwing darts and he's in the zone. And then we get to the real brass tacks of the issue. We find out that the first minister of the Bajoran provincial government dies.
I still, after all these years, wonder if that was natural.
You know what? I guess maybe we can tweet out at the writer of the episode, written by Gordon Dawson, the famous Gordon Dawson.
Yeah.
And
he had a creek named after him, so he is pretty famous.
Yes, she had 2 babies. One was 6 months, one was 3. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. But yeah, so we can find out what's up with that.
Mm-hmm.
And Kai Winn is now appointed on an interim basis so now she's the Kai, and now she's also the leader of the Bajoran government, which doesn't sound good.
Never a good idea.
Never a good idea to be the spiritual leader of a people and an actual leader of the people, because where does that stop?
Yeah.
Where does the leading of the people stop, I ask you?
There needs to be a wall between church and state.
Yes, a wall.
I want to build a wall between church and state and make Jesus pay for it.
Yeah. Jesus is going to pay for it. Did you hear me? He's got the money.
Yeah. Have you seen his place in Rome? Cat's loaded.
It's his own city and country, Ben. Vatican City is its own municipality, if you will.
It's a city-state.
Yes. And then, so I guess somehow, some way, Winn approaches Kira for a request. She wants her to come see me, my child. Come see me, my child.
Every time Kai Winn's on the screen, I just feel this visceral hatred.
How much longer is she in the whole series?
All the way down.
Wow.
I don't want to give spoilers, but yeah, she's there to the very last.
Wow. All right. So she's like a not charming and genocidal Gold Dukat.
Kind of, yeah, because he's all the way down too.
Yeah, but I know what happens with Gold Dukat. I know some of what happens from my watch ahead.
Okay.
Of DS9.
But with Kai, though, here's the thing. I keep saying that Deep Space Nine and TNG but especially Deep Space Nine, just predicted the next 20 years.
Yes.
And so, I mean, here's the whole thing where we find out that Kai Winn, she needs Kira to help her with this, get this farm equipment back.
Some farm equipment.
But the thing is that, she's been appointed to first minister, and now, so she's the political leader and the spiritual leader, and she's running, the election, and I guess they have 6-year terms.
Yes.
And so she's now up for, she's going to run unopposed as to be first minister, because right now she's just like standing in.
Yeah,
I guess they don't have like an order. It's a provisional government, so they don't have like an order of secession or anything.
She's the interim.
Yeah, and she's running for full time.
Yes,
and everybody was like, Kira's kind of ticked off because she's basically Kai Winn has taken credit for all the work that Baral did.
She is none too happy.
Brain.
Yes.
Few episodes back, and so she's like giving him, but he was such an humble man that he never wanted credit like that.
I never know. He told me before he died, actually, he said, you take all the credit.
Yeah, but it was a whisper, and most of the people in the room didn't hear it.
I don't need credit. And he died. So yeah, you weren't privy to that information. You were not. Yeah, because why would you know about that?
Just because you're banging him and stuff.
Yeah, whatever. He told me that he didn't want credit and that you were a dead lay. That's all I heard. Yeah. That's all I heard.
That's just basics. But
he faked all his orgasms with you. That's all I heard.
Yeah.
That's all I heard. He had a cup of hot yogurt that he would throw on your back when he was finished to make you think he had ejaculated, but he didn't like it at all. And you were a pity lay. It's just neither here nor there.
Yeah.
After saying
all the other Vedics were talking about it.
Yeah. after saying he didn't want credit for the treaty.
Yeah. Dead lay, no credit.
Hot yogurt. But I will say this was the one thing that I don't think TNG did very often was reference past episodes. Like this is, I mean, they're constantly just bringing up things that happen, because many times on TNG you would have the alien of the day, treaty of the day, never see them ever again.
What about Worf's adopted brother? You shall not be part of my family
forever. Yes.
And we never saw him again.
Nothing. Jeremy Asher is just waiting.
That's it. Yeah.
He's sitting on a curb somewhere waiting for stepdad Worf to take him to the movies.
He's just like, Fry from Futurama, his dog. He's just sitting out front, just waiting at the Klingon embassy.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. Is Fry's dog? Yep,
just waiting.
Just waiting.
No, but DS9, I think, was where they moved away, because there were overarching stories for the later seasons of TNG, but just not as in depth as we see them on DS9. Where DS9, it's very operatic. It's where TNG was very episodic. This is this massive, overarching plot that, for me to do this rewatch, it was amazing to see how many things from first and second season tie into things that end up in seventh season.
Yeah, it's great, man. Like it's just really fun to watch. I mean, I've really enjoyed Deep Space Nine. I can't say it enough. And people who say they don't like Deep Space Nine, I just kind of shudder to think, like, well, what's not to enjoy? Like, this is wonderful television. Like,
have you watched it lately?
Yeah, like,
what's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. It's like, is your brain broken? Like, what's happening here? Like,
there's no accounting for taste. Everybody has. Yeah. Some people don't like our books. I call those people dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably the same people who hate puppies and America.
I heard they do.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
They're also, I'm pretty sure, bedwetting is a common trait among those people.
I mean, I didn't want to say it because they told me in confidence, but yeah.
Yeah.
Total bedwetters.
Yeah. Each and every one.
I mean, they're just general dicks.
Yep.
And, fuck.
Much like Kai Winn.
Yeah, who just generally sucks. Yeah. But yeah, so she wants them to go out and see Shakaar. I guess that's his name, Shakaar.
Yeah.
Shakaar.
Yeah, he's got this farm equipment, and Kai Winn wants
child
to go get it back. And there's another province, because I guess the soil's been toxic.
Yes, because they salted the earth to ensure nothing ever grows again.
It's a story as old as time.
It is. It really is.
So they did that before they left. The Bajorans came up with a way to detoxify the soil with these reclamators. Not a lot of them, though. So
apparently
scarce. And this province where Shakaar lives has them.
Yes.
And this other province wants them.
Yes.
So they can be more. Basically put Bajor on the map as a trading. An exporter of goods and stuff, and kind of get them, known throughout the galaxy, kind of thing.
They got to get that shit going, son.
Got to ramp it up.
So
you need to, Child needs to go and pick up those reclamators and bring them back.
Child, bring us the reclamators, child. Stephanie was like, I'm not your fucking child, lady. And I was like, well, you don't even like this show. But she's like, I don't like this woman, this Kai Winn. Kai Winn she just kind of nauseates everyone.
I want to write love letters to Louise Fletcher.
Oh, she's great.
Just say, you're the most amazing actress, because you just come on screen and I hate you immediately.
Everyone hates you.
Yeah. And I hear she's a wonderful person, though, in real life.
I'm sure she is, but I mean, like, you can see how she totally sucks, though, too.
Yeah.
So she's in a show called Girl Boss.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, she's in Girl Boss. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
I'm sure she's the bad guy.
I don't know what network. It's a Netflix show.
I will check this out.
Canceled after one season.
Are they canceled, or are they just don't make more?
It says the show was canceled after one season. American comedy web series created by Kay Cannon was released on Netflix. The show was canceled after one season.
Okay.
Girl Boss. Ooh, Rotten Tomato gave it 32%. Ugh.
Well, because they couldn't get past how evil Louise Fletcher's character was, I'm sure.
Louise Fletcher really sucks.
No, Louise Fletcher is great. Her characters always suck.
Oh, she was on ER, too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she played Roberta Birdie Chadwick.
Aw.
And then she was, of course, on Deep Space Nine. She's in 14 episodes. I wonder how many episodes she's already appeared in. That's about 2 a season.
Yeah, it feels like a lot more.
Yeah.
I mean, she has, well, I guess they talk about her, more, or she has impact on episodes more. So.
Well, and she shows up and you just hate her.
Yeah.
So that's always, like, oh, God, you don't forget her because you're like, she's just the fucking worst. So there you go.
Yeah, it's like when you have good friends come over to your house, but, from out of town, and you're like, oh, they never come by. This is so great, and then you haven't seen them in so long and you miss them. And it seems like forever since you've seen them. But the guy that you hate, if he comes over, it's just like, oh, my God.
Please leave. There's no reason for you to
You're always here.
God, I fucking hate you. But yeah, so Kai Winn is just doing her Kai Winnie thing, and then Kira goes out to see Shakaar, who is a pretty handsome fella.
Yeah.
Right?
He's 90s handsome.
Yeah, he's definitely 90s handsome. He's got like the cool kind of John Tesh hair.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's got that kind of, he almost looks like a blonde Hasselhoff. Like he's got kind of that vibe.
I didn't think he was as gaunt as Hasselhoff. Hasselhoff has kind of a stretched out look back then.
Really?
Yeah. The bone structure, just yeah. This guy looks like he eats. For a farmer with toxic soil, he looks like he eats pretty good.
Yeah, he looks like he's in
healthy.
Good shape.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's chubby. I'm just, he eats well. He's got a Planet Fitness membership. He's thinking about switching to One Life. But, you got to compare that shit out because if the farm's not producing, you're not making the money for that kind of crap.
Got to hook it up.
Yeah.
Got to hook it up. But yeah, he's definitely got that like mid-90s TV vibe going on. Again, not the most handsomest of fellows. But I guess he's kind of handsome in his own way. He what he does well, I guess. I'm not gonna disparage the guy. Shakaar was kind of handsome, I guess.
Good looking man.
Yeah, right. He'd get it. What? And now let me ask you a question. Do you think they banged?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think that group of friends was a different relationship.
Okay.
I think they're like war buddies.
But you don't think?
I think the potential is there.
They may have banged. He's Canadian.
Oh, well, then she may have.
I guess it says he's been on lots of Star Treks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he made guest appearances on Sybil, Murder, She Wrote, Hotel, and the 7th season of Star Trek The Next Generation sub. He was the ghost.
That's right, he was. Holy shit.
Oh, I didn't even place
the hair. He had the long hair and the Scottish clothes and
wow.
I feel so dumb now.
Those are really close episodes though, because that was in 94.
Because that was 7th, you said 7th season, so that was like 2 seasons back from this.
Wow, that's really close kind of proximity in episode because that was 94. That's less than a year later.
Yeah. Well, the Vulcan in this episode was in a lot of Star Trek too. So.
Oh, the Vulcan who's playing darts. Yeah, the darts Vulcan.
Yeah. He played Lex Luthor on the old Superboy show.
Huh. Yeah, Star Trek really knows how to use an actor. They really recycle them well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, with the makeup, though, that's the thing. It's like, oh, this week you're a Klingon.
Yeah.
And this week you're – what else has a covered face? All right.
Ronin.
So.
That was one of the worst episodes.
Oh, my God. I mean, who's going to bang the ghost that banged Grandma?
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, let's get it together. Yeah, it was less than, because I guess that was May of '94. This was May of '95. So you
Oh,
got
geez.
got two checks. So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, less than a year later, I didn't even recognize him as Ronan. That's
Well,
so
good job. You
yeah,
know. So
Ronan.
good job to the makeup department.
Yeah, right. I want to see if I can. Oh yeah, look at that. You don't even because you forget he's got like that weird Dutch boy haircut.
Mm-hmm. The
And
longer hair and
yeah. But I see it now. Now I see it. Look. Yeah, there he is. Here, I'll show you. Hang on. Because he's got the weird Dutch boy thing going on. But yeah, that's totally him.
oh yeah.
Maybe that's why they mentioned like the hair, because she said something to him. She's like, I see you cut your hair. And he's like, yeah, I liked yours better. And he's like, I liked yours too. Maybe that's what they were joking about from the Dutch boy.
Could be.
Could be an inside joke. You know what? I'm going with it. The Dutch boy.
We predict so much canon as it is.
Yeah, I mean, what's this? I mean, yeah.
If we say something, I mean, something as minuscule as a hairstyle, yeah.
Shakaar, yes.
Obviously.
I'm Shakaar. And he's Canadian, so he's cool with me.
Oh, yeah.
We should try to get him on the show. He's got a website. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because he sucked. I mean, that episode was shit. So this is a lot better for him. Like, at least he's got to contact us. Huh. He's an artist, apparently.
Oh, nice.
Recent paintings, sculptures, drawings, archives. Oh, interesting. All right. So
I wish I'd been prepared. I could have thrown it up on the big screen.
Duncan Rhaegar is quite a talented fellow. Let's look at some of his recent paintings together, shall we, Ben?
Yes, let's
share screen here, Duncan Rhaegar. It's like we're at an art museum. Let's see.
yeah.
This is
So let's get okay. To be fair, though, some of this is comparable to Sophie's work that's behind you.
Oh, come on.
I'm just saying.
He I like his use of washcloths.
I like the faces that are hidden. They're like ghosts hidden in candles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the use of washcloths and lightning and the textures. Very good. Very good. Look at that.
I'm seeing a theme.
Some eyes. All right, let's see what else he's doing here. Recent paintings. Let's look at the Doppelganger series.
Ah. So drugs are legal in Canada as well.
Oh, yeah. Or they're just easily attainable. We've got two men on some kind of sailing craft, and their bees are coming from their head, from their mouths.
Bees.
Yeah, a lot of, yeah. This is two ladies.
This is the plight of the lesbian married couple that want the child, but that dream is dead because they have no peen.
And they drank too many bees.
And it looks more like what is that? That's not bees.
Well, you can see the skeleton here.
Yeah,
it just kind of goes off into a weird flower, and then
see, I think that's the thought of having a child attacking their mind.
So it's not bees.
It's not bees.
Because this one is clearly bees.
Yeah.
Like
that's the honey strands.
Yes. He's shooting bees out of his mouth, and the bees are attacking.
He's angry.
Yes. And this one also looks like bees, but the bees have made like and that guy's wearing a baseball mitt for some reason.
Well, this is the early days of Wicker Man.
Yes. All right.
Back when it was still baseball based.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
one's the pitcher and one's the catcher. This is gay erotica.
I'm into it. All right, let's look at some of his sculptures. Okay, that's kind of cool.
I kind of like that. I would display that in my home.
Oh, that's neat. Like
I like that one. I think the best so far. Huh. That one looks sad.
Yeah, it does.
This
one looks like the first one looks like a sad robot head.
Mm-hmm.
This one looks like a butt. Because see the butt cheeks right there.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Butthole and the thing on the butthole.
Yeah.
This one looks sad, like a melancholy robot.
Yeah. Maybe he's like, what was his name?
Johnny Five?
Well, no, the paranoid android.
Okay, all right. I got you. Yep. From Douglas Adams.
Hitchhiker's Guide.
Let's look at some of his drawings. Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
I
That's
kind of like that first one.
all right. So he's as opposed to so he's got a Facebook for his art and for his actor.
Ah.
Interesting. All right. So that's Duncan
Oh,
Rhaegar.
those are was it chrysalid silk drawings?
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I bet this
Ink
stuff is
and
all for
wax.
sale.
It's ink and wax pigment on raw silk.
Hmm.
So this was definitely bonus points for the Patreon, I guess, right?
Oh yeah, totally. So you get. We were also an art critic. Oh, did he play Zorro? Get out of here. Well, yeah, I guess he did play Zorro. Huh.
Amazing. The man is multi-talented.
He's really great.
A Renaissance man.
He could play a rape ghost, a Bajoran, and Zorro. What a guy.
Yeah. If we can get this guy, it's a major score.
Yeah, let's get him to be Zorro.
We bring him on Dork Trek to talk about his time on Zorro.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Was that back when we didn't care about, I guess the 90s, we didn't care about race or any kind of cultural sensitivity. So we'll get the blonde white guy to play the Mexican.
Yeah, the blonde Canadian dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Zorro, eh? I'm totally here to do some cool stuff. Oh, yeah, I'm going to ride off on my horse. You're in real trouble now.
I'll make my Z on your chest.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to make my Z, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are totally screwed now. I'm totally boss, eh? Oh, yeah.
Coo, 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 coo.
I actually have a Zorro book that I'm reading. It's the old Alex Toth. He did Zorro like newspaper strips back in like the 50s or whatever, and I have a collection of it that I'm really looking forward to reading because I love stuff like that. I actually have I have a whole book of like old Flash Gordon newspaper strips that I read that were fucking fantastic.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's really great.
The main reason I got into Zorro when I was a kid was because that was the movie. What was it? The Mask of Zorro was the movie that Bruce Wayne watched with his parents when he was a kid.
Oh, yeah, that's the one that they died, Hobo Alley or whatever.
Crime Alley.
Crime Alley.
Yeah.
They really got to rename that. They wonder why nobody wants to go to Gotham. It's because they have streets called Crime Alley. I mean, that's gonna be bad for tourism.
Where are we going to meet at? Well, I've got this nice little restaurant. It's the corner of Crime Alley and Murder Street. Oh, yeah. I've heard about that place. It's nice.
I've heard the veal there is fantastic. Crime Alley.
It's to die for.
Yes, it's to die for. Somebody the other night said parts of Cincinnati reminds them of the streets where Bruce Wayne's parents got killed, and I almost fell over laughing.
Well, I mean, I think it's Toledo, I think was one of the cities they based it on or something. So.
I've never been to Toledo. I've heard good things though. That's where Klinger's from.
Yeah, the Mud Hens.
And what's his name just passed away too? Winchester.
Yeah, who was a Star Trek character.
Yeah, him and what's her name were gonna get married, but he had to go kill himself.
Turn 60, you got to kill yourself.
Yeah.
So
now he's dead.
Now he finally got. Oh, and did Kira play his daughter, or did Michelle Forbes, somebody who came back on like later and got really popular in Star Trek, was his daughter in that episode?
Get out of here.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was Ensign Rowe or it couldn't have been Ensign Rowe, but it may have been Kira, Nana Visitor.
What's the name of that episode?
We'll just look up David Ogden Steers on Memory Alpha. Winner gets a cornbread.
David Ogden Steers.
Star Trek TNG. He was also the narrator in THX 1138.
Huh. David Ogden Steers was in, where is it?
Half a Life.
Half a Life. That's right. I just watched that episode.
Dr. Timothy.
Michelle Forbes was in it. You're right. Yeah. She played Dara. I guess that's her daughter.
Yep. Huh. Okay. So it wasn't, it was somebody who was Bajoran. So.
She was great. I love her. I wish she would have stuck around.
Yeah.
Michelle Forbes.
You know, I'm happy with Nana Visitor.
Oh no, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like it's definitely worked out for the best. But yeah, Nah Visitor is pretty awesome. But I liked Michelle Forbes. I thought she was great. I liked Ro. I thought she was cool because she was kind of a badass. But I guess they did kind of make Keira Nerys exactly like Ro, minus the name.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, and then the Starfleet connection.
Yeah, and the murder.
Yeah.
I don't know if. Well, I guess she did kill a bunch of people, right? Didn't she? Because she disobeyed an order, Ro Laren, and then a bunch of people got killed. So yeah, but I guess like hers was more accidental, whereas Keira Nerys is just like a stone cold killer.
Yeah.
And you could say that for a lot of people on DS9. Stone cold killers.
All the non-Starfleet folks straight up murders.
Yeah, like they like death row with like Tupac and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Like all those cats. Like Suge Knight. They're the Suge Knight of Star Trek.
I mean, it's like, there was a Bajoran TV series called, the Streets of Bajor.
Homicide. The Streets of Deep Space Nine. I'd watch that. But anyway, so we go back to the bar and your man O'Brien is just throwing just bullseye after bullseye. He can't lose.
Can't lose. He's in the zone.
Yep, he's in the zone. And then we go back. And that's
odds are 15-1 on the next match.
Yeah, that's basically the B story is darts.
Yep.
Which is kind of fun, I guess. No need to have a heavy B story. It's just O'Brien throwing darts.
Yeah. That was actually, O'Brien's rap name too.
Yep, O'Brien throwing.
Heavy B
story. Heavy
B story.
And I guess too, like O'Brien was like, you know what I like doing? I like drinking beer and throwing darts. Do you think we can work that into an episode? He's like, yeah, sure, whatever. We can do that. We got to get the, what? Our ratings are sinking here with the darts crowd. We got to do some stuff to get the darts crowd back.
Actually, during the move, I found my dart set.
Jenny
didn't believe me, and I was just like, and I found the case and I opened it, and she's like, "You're weird."
Now, so do you have like Star Trek darts? Because I know you can get like custom tails, right?
Yeah, mine are just little English flags. I'm
surprised. I thought you'd have like Starfleet flags.
No.
I don't want to use the word disappointed because I think that would be too heavy. But
well, I think I was my heavy dart days were back when I was in the Navy in the late 90s. So, Jesus, 20 years ago. So
that is a long time ago.
It was. It's like the entire life of my daughter.
Wow.
So,
that's crazy.
Can't go out to the NCO club and play darts anymore.
Got to throw some darts.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I'll be back. Throwing darts.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. If I had Uber, like my life now, if I had the free time I got the free time now.
Yeah.
But if I could just like time shift some things around so I could have had Uber back then and just go to the NCO club, get a pint,
throw
some darts, Uber home.
You can still do that now.
Yeah. Well, who do you play darts at around here? And I'm rusty. So I'd have to, like find a private area.
Have a dartboard in your house that you can set.
I want to get one, but
I thought you have. Oh, you just have the set. You don't have the actual board. Okay.
Right. I just, I would take my set to. It's like when you have your own pool cue. You don't always have a pool table.
Okay, that's my lack of dart knowledge. When you said you had a dart set, I assumed that you meant a board as well.
No. I just meant my I mean, it looks like a Starfleet eyeglass case, and then you open it up, and then there's the 3 darts and all the spare tips and.
There's not a mini Spock in there.
No. There could be. I have one.
That'd be cool.
It would be cooler. Yeah. I'm thinking if Q Masters is maybe the place I could go, and because that's the pool.
Throw some darts.
But they might have dart boards there. I have to check.
Yeah. I mean, sure, you could buy a dartboard. Then you wouldn't even have to leave your house.
Yeah, but the social aspect of it, I want to meet.
Yeah, but do you want to talk? I want to talk to people who throw darts, though.
I do. I want to meet either O'Brien or Bashir.
Kind of slumming
and hang out.
Now, what we should do, which I think would be fun, we should buy a bunch of eyeglass cases and little Spocks and put little Spocks in eyeglass cases and just leave them places. If people open them up and they see a little Spock in there,
Maybe a little note that says "Remember."
That'd be fun, right? That's like that'd be like Star Trek performance art.
That could get expensive, though.
It could, yeah. It depends on how
those action figures. Oh, that was the thing. I almost bought it too. I might go back to the store. There's a new vintage. My wife makes me clean out the attic, and now I've opened a shop to sell all my shit store.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And it's over at an area mall. I don't want to give this away before I get a chance to go back over there. But there's a Kira Nerys action figure.
You got to pick that up.
See, I almost got it last night.
I'm surprised you don't have it already.
I almost did it for the show tonight. And I had not seen this episode yet, so I didn't know how it would have been perfect. But here's the temptation is I can't leave it new in box. That'll be open. That'll be open. You gotta
play with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the point of getting it if you can't play with it?
And she comes with like a Bajoran phaser, a Bajoran tricorder. Like
that's fun.
Yeah, it's the Star Trek Collection Bajoran edition. Or Bajor edition, I'm sorry.
That's pretty fun. You should get on that.
Yeah. If I can get her and Vedic Winn, and then I can like have them like, fight, and as they're fighting, they find out that there's some chemistry, and then they fall in love.
Oh my God, that would be so hot. But yeah, so Kara goes back and tells Winn about the meeting, and she's like, "Oh, great, get out of here. Way to go."
Yeah, because her thing was like the guy doesn't want to give it up. They tell war stories. Oh, dude's got one arm, and it's like, hey, you know what? We're not fanatics. We'll definitely meet with her if she wants to meet.
Yeah. And then she agrees to meet, and then she tells her to go back to Deep Space Nine, and then Kira goes out to tell Shakaar what happened, and while he's there, 2 security officers come to just arrest him.
Yep.
So she lied about it. She lied to him.
God. The spiritual and political leader of a planet lied.
What is the world coming to?
This is not the Bajor I know.
No way. This is fake news, Bajor. I don't like it. This is not cool. And now they're running from the law. Kira, Shakaar, and then the guy with one arm and the lady with big tits. Like, they're just running.
Yeah.
And
but the thing is that some support starts building about this.
Yeah, well, because everybody likes big tits and one arms.
Well, and they like Shakaar too. I mean, he's a war hero. He liberated a lot of prisoner camps that, he saved everybody's sister. He's like Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah, he's pretty handsome,
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. He's like, how do you know Shakaar? Oh, he knows my sister. And then Kira kind of smiles and goes, he knows everybody's sister.
Yeah, he'd be banging everybody's sister, Jack. He got kids all over the place.
All over. I mean, hell, that's where most of the support's coming from.
Well, they say that he's been fighting. He fought the Cardassians for 25 years.
Yeah.
But he doesn't look very old. So when did he start fighting the Cardassians?
Probably when he was a kid, like most of the Resistance did.
Yeah.
That's the thing. What was it? I was just reading the Ro Lauren thing, where it's one of her earliest memories is the Cardassian gave her a piece of sugar candy, and then took her in a room where her father was tied to a chair and killed her father in front of him.
That's right. Yeah. So,
so it's just like, okay, that so that's where she pretty much became a
radicalized.
Fighter. Yeah, at like age 7 or something.
Yeah.
So. That's how. So 25 years, and he might be 30 years old in this episode. So
yeah, right.
He probably like 35, 40.
Yeah.
So he probably started when he was a teenager.
Yeah, you never know.
Tossing rocks at the Cardassians
and saying, "Hey, suck it, Cardassians."
Some graffiti.
You guys are dicks.
Cardies are tardies, and you're like, "Whoa, dude, uncool," and they're like,
"Cardies are tardies." That's pretty funny though.
It's unacceptable. That's the kind of stuff we don't want to promote.
Yeah, but it's funny. Cardies are tardies.
And they eat at Hardee's.
Yeah, and they eat it. Well, Hardee's, I miss Hardee's breakfast. That's all I'm saying.
You don't have it out there?
Nah.
You got Carl's Jr.?
Nah.
Oh, so you're like in the middle, that wasteland between, because one's East Coast and one's West Coast.
Yeah, we're in the, we have there's some in Kentucky closer to the border and stuff, but we don't have it around here. So
yeah, you're too civilized for Hardee's.
Yep, that's us. So yeah, so they're on the run and they're hiding in the canyons and they're doing all kinds of stuff and
Yeah.
they just kind of, I mean, it kind of breaks down with Shakaar and Kira both kind of like, dude, I didn't kill a bunch of Cardassians to also kill a bunch of Bajorans. So like they just kind of throw down their weapons and they say, hey, look, I don't want to do this. This isn't what I want to do. This isn't how I want to live my life. I want to have a peaceful Bajor. Like we shouldn't start a civil war over something so simple.
And the colonel, the guy that was chasing them, seems to, be on board. Everybody wants what's best for Bajor.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Winn is already talking to Cisco about, he needs to send in some Starfleet security. Or, okay, you know what? You're not going to do that? Well, maybe we're not going to join the Federation.
Yeah, and I think Cisco did good by calling her on her bullshit. She's like, that's pretty much a big an overreaction. And she's like, no, child, it's not an overreaction. They're testing me to see what I need to do to live my, yes, child.
This is Trump's Bajor.
Yeah, totally. And and I mean, Cisco called her out on her bullshit pretty quick, but she kind of went all in. She was like, no, dude, nah.
So now, Kira and Shakaar surrender to the colonel, and he takes them back to meet the first minister. And she's all like, oh, you brought me 2 gifts. She's all gloaty and shit. And it's like, nope, not prisoners.
I'm running for office.
Running against you.
And that was cool.
And it's not like, oh, we'll let the people decide. Nope. If you run, everything that happened, we're telling everybody.
Damn, son.
My thing is, why didn't Kira do this? So, because if you don't get rid of Kai, she just keeps coming back.
Yeah.
So it's like, you got all this evidence, spill the beans.
Yeah. But I guess it's hard to do that because she is the Kai. So at this point now, it's like.
She's like Super Pope.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Super Pope.
So.
Super Pope it is. And you're exactly right. So
she stays doing Kai. And
Kira really enjoys telling her, you better pack your shit, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Pack them bags.
Yeah, buddy, you best get the fuck out of here. Because we gonna fuck you up, lady. Winn.
Winn.
And that's it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
O'Brien has to have surgery and he loses.
Well, yeah, he's reaching back to get his ale pops. Yeah, right out of socket. Needs major surgery that's going to keep him out for the rest of the afternoon.
I was just handing him a drink.
Yeah. Messed up everything.
Fucking fucked everything. I was just...
The guy that played the Vulcan, though, we see him so many more times.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something.
These character actors from the 80s or from the 90s.
Yeah.
That just was everywhere.
But I'm going to tell you something, Ben.
Uh-huh.
The fix was in. There was Nancy Kerrigan stuff. He tried to break his arm.
Oh my God. So it was one of those Vulcan pop the socket grips that he did?
Yeah. Think I'm wrong. It looked pretty funny.
He was standing right there behind. So, played by Sherman Howard. Oh, he was the kid they found that didn't want to be human, that had been raised by aliens, and he was going through his rite of passage on TNG.
Sherman Howard was?
No, Sherman Howard was the adopted alien father.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's been on Voyager, he's been on DS9 and TNG.
Wow.
Yeah.
They really put you to work.
Dude, it's in he played whatever this weird alien was. He played a Vulcan and then he played a Klingon.
Suddenly human.
Yeah. It was the not as good sequel to Suddenly
Seymour. Suddenly.
Oh, and so Ginny and I were talking about this the other day on Facebook. Somebody was saying something about what soap operas, daytime soaps, and they were talking about the CBS shows. And my family, we were ABC, and I mentioned In the Morning was Ryan's Hope. So that was the first one of the day for my grandmother, and that had Kate Mulgrew on it.
I love Kate Mulgrew,
who became Captain Janeway.
Yes.
But it also featured this guy. He was a cast member on Ryan's Hope with Kate Mulgrew.
Interesting.
And then he was Lex Luthor on Superboy.
Okay. And he was also in Superman the animated series. He played Steppenwolf, which everybody loves the Batman the animated series, but don't sleep on Superman the animated series. It's really good.
I think, and you had to have the two of those before they did Justice League and Justice League Unlimited.
And I mean, Clancy Brown is the voice of Lex Luthor, and he's fucking amazing.
Oh, and he was on Seinfeld. He's the guy that the Junior Mint fell in.
Ah, okay. Interesting. There you go. The Junior Mint.
Yeah.
It's very refreshing.
I did not know that.
Me neither. That's really funny.
Cured when the Junior Mint fell inside of him. So, awesome. And again, he's one of those faces that, he's in a ton of things. There's a, what do you call it? A documentary on character actors that's on Netflix. I can't remember the.
It's funny that you just mentioned character, because I was listening to NPR the other day when I was vacuuming out my car, and they had Christopher Lambert, the guy who when they took Kevin Spacey out of that movie, they put the older actor in. Christopher Lambert was the actor who replaced him.
I thought that was Christopher Plummer.
Yes, that's right. Christopher Lambert is Highlander.
Yeah. Christopher Plummer was in Star Trek.
Yes, I'm thinking about Highlander. But anyway, so it was Christopher Plummer. So Christopher Plummer was saying that he had to wait until he was older and less attractive to be a character actor because they get all the good roles. Which I thought which is ironic for a male actor to say, because I'm sure if a female actor heard that, she'd say, well, if I got old, my career is over, no matter how talented I am. So that's got to be salt in the wound. Because he got nominated for an Academy Award for a movie he was only in because Kevin Spacey kept rubbing his dick on everybody. Yeah.
Well, again, Star Trek connections all over that, because the guy he got rapey with is on Discovery. Christopher Plummer was in Star Trek VI as General Chang. So it all ties together. He was also He was also the dad in Sound of Music. So, Sound of Music was directed by Wise. What's the guy's name? Not Ray Wise. Ray Wise was the guy from Robert Wise was the guy who directed Sound of Music and also directed Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Interesting.
It all ties together, man. Everything comes back to Star Trek.
It all does. Star Trek and Seinfeld.
Yeah. Well, Star Trek and Seinfeld are just like the helixes of a DNA together.
Yes. The helix of the DNAs of 90s television. I mean, you think about it, Star Trek goes on for so long. I mean, there was,
18 years.
18 years of continuous Star Trek with TNG, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and
Enterprise.
Yeah. And I'm not even counting Enterprise to some extent, because when I think of the 90s holy trinity of Star Trek, Enterprise was 2001, right?
Enterprise, I think 2001 to 2005, because it came on right when Voyager ended.
Okay.
The next season after Voyager ended.
Because I mean, you had at one point, weren't all three shows on at one time?
No.
Okay, so Trek, so TNG was over Deep Space, but Deep Space Nine and Voyager ran concurrently, right? They ran together.
Well, it was Deep Space. So TNG ended and Voyager started. That was how those two were. But Deep Space Nine overlapped both of them.
Okay.
It started before TNG ended, and then it carried over into Voyager and ended before Voyager ended. So there was always at least 2 episodes during that time. There was always at least 2 Star Trek series on at a time. Once DS9 started, because there was DS9 and TNG, and then DS9 Voyager.
Yeah.
And then Enterprise got canceled far too early, and we went to the dark 12 years of nothing.
Yeah, but some of those some of those episodes aren't.
That was the longest we've ever been without Star Trek, was between end of end of Enterprise and the beginning of Discovery.
Yeah.
Because before that, what was it? The longest we'd gone without Star Trek would have been from end of original series in 69, and then the movie came out in 79, the motion picture. So it was only 10 years we had no Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not even that, because you had the animated series in 74.
Yeah, that's true. And the animated series, pretty good.
Not that bad.
They got some wacky ass episodes, but overall, pretty good.
50-foot Spock, but other than that,
yep.
That's where we get to meet Captain April.
Yeah.
First captain of the Enterprise.
Yep.
Before Pike.
Yep.
Robert April.
So what'd you think of the episode? What'd you think of Shakaar?
Shakaar, pretty good episode, I think. I mean, it wasn't like outstanding, like, oh my God, this is the greatest episode ever, but it was a good episode. Had some action, you know. I mean, that's the thing, is the action you get here is 90s TV formulaic action.
Yeah.
So it's not like crazy, you know, action hero stuff with people jumping off walls and blah, blah, blah. But some lasers.
Still good.
Yeah, I give it a good 7.
All right. I would say 6.5. Like, I like it. I dig the further stories of Bajor. Anytime Kai wins in an episode, you know it's good, because she's so just grating and crappy that you know you'll be emotionally involved, because whatever is happening to her, you want to see it either crash into a mountain so she gets burnt, or, you know, so you're always rooting against her. So it's always fun to have her around.
Yeah.
So I'm always, whenever she's around, I'm always kind of emotionally invested, because I just hate her.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, I liked it. I thought it was very good. I mean, it's getting to the point where even the lesser DS9 episodes are still like, wow, that was still pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, is we're hitting that ramp up now to the really good stuff, in my opinion. Because for me, season 4 is when I really started noticing, which unfortunately, you know, it coincides with some cast changes. So
yeah. Oh, Worf. We get a Worf.
Well, I didn't want to spoil anything.
I mean, everybody knows. I mean, I knew that Worf went to DS9, and I never watched it. So I just knew Worf ended up there, because they even mention it in one of the movies.
Yeah, he's on the Defiant.
Yeah.
When the Borg cube is blowing it up.
Yeah, it's like, hey, so you got to take some time off from Deep Space Nine, huh? And he's like, yep, I sure did. Now I'm here helping you guys, because I'm pretty great.
Yep, I'm awesome. I'm a Klingon.
I am wonderful.
I have 2 penises.
Look at my 4 balls.
So he was totally banging Troy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then he's going to be here banging somebody soon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, okay, so now all this time, from what we've learned from Discovery, it's just like all this time it was DP all the way down.
All the way. That's why. But I think when we find out who, I think she'd be into it, the DP, because she's pretty wild. She's pretty wild.
Pretty wild.
You know, she definitely likes it, I think.
So yeah, then though, what was it? His baby mama from TNG.
Yes.
Kalar. She was half human.
Yes.
So how does that even work?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Like,
yes. We need Dennis on here to come.
Yes. Yeah. Dennis is the biology major.
Yeah.
Asking the wrong guy.
I'm a history major.
Me too.
I know it happened. I know when it happened. I just don't know how it happened.
I agree with you, sir.
Yes.
But overall, good stuff, man. And it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure talking to you, Ben. I like doing episodes with you. Good times.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Yeah, man. So that's Dork Trek for this week. Give yourself a round of applause for listening. Rate us on iTunes. It's always nice when people say nice things about us. Even if you say bad things about us, I won't care too much. I was talking to a guy in my Manchester City supporter group, and he's a big Star Trek fan, and I mentioned my podcast to him, and then he was telling me about other Star Trek podcasts we listen to. I was like, yeah, I bet we're dirtier than they are. And he was like, oh, yeah, you guys definitely are. And then he quickly moved on. Didn't say he liked it. Didn't say he was a fan of it. Didn't say how many episodes he listened to. He just said, like, oh, yeah, you guys.
I think we were trailblazers on the dirty Trek stuff.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Nobody else was prepared to talk about two penises and Klingons.
Or the other random shit that happens on this show. But, I mean, again, what do you want from us?
Rape gangs going after cats.
That's not me. That's them. That was them, Ben. We can just comment on how odd we found it that gangs of people wanted to rape
cats.
Felines. Yes.
Yeah.
Not my fault.
Or, we talk about Riker's hair sweater that he's got that chest hair thing going on when he's banging alien chicks.
He's a stud.
He is.
He's a stud. And so are you, Ben.
No.
So are you.
I grew the beard. Now I got to shave the head.
Yeah, don't sell yourself short, bro. You're a stud.
I'm shaving the hair.
All right.
Let's go.
I like it though, but it looks nice. You're going full Cisco.
Full Cisco.
Gonna get the white Cisco.
I think I'm going to do that in conjunction with as soon as Cisco shaves his head, I think I'll shave mine.
All right, white Cisco.
Yeah. And then my Vulcan wig will fit better for the role playing stuff.
Yeah, and then you can get the cool Deep Space Nine uniform and just go for it.
Yeah.
Who are you? I'm white Cisco.
See, here's the thing, though. I might also then look like a white supremacist.
Yeah.
The goatee, the shaved head. I'm bitter about life. Yeah. It all goes together.
You'll look like Ed Norton in American History X let himself go. I'm too busy hating Jews to do sit-ups, man. I can't do both.
One or the other, buddy.
One or the other, man. One or the other. So, all right, Ben. Well, have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Goodbye.